Hello, welcome, beautiful, vibrant souls, to today's pick a card reading. So I just want to do general spirit messages today. I don't know, see what comes through. I've been traveling, been on the road a little bit, been also super busy with personal orders. Thank you to everybody who's booked a reading with me. You guys are literally making my dreams come true. And even if you haven't, thank you just for being here. I'm really happy to have each and every one of you, whether you're here for a while or just dropping by for a moment, be part of our big, beautiful, blossoming community. So thank you. It means everything to me. So as usual, excuse me, we have 3 groups to choose from today. We have option 1 with this green heart chakra I love stone. I almost said I love you stone. So I don't know why that just made me laugh. I'm also fixing this way you guys can see it. We have group 2 with this little turtle, and look what his shell does. Oh my God, look at him. He's so cute. And then group 3 with this blue goldstone little tower, little obelisk thing. I just have a hard time saying that word. So yeah, take your time, meditate, contemplate on the stacks in front of you. When you have picked one, head down to the timestamps in the description box below to go to your selected option. And with that, I'm going to go to group 1. Excuse me. Okay. Hi, group 1. So I can't quite tell if this is well in frame. I noticed in my last reading it was a little tilted, so I'm going to periodically be checking to make sure you guys can see stuff, because I'm really not good with that. But hi, excuse my burp, welcome. So just because you were attracted to this stone, I feel this feels like good energy this time, though. It feels like everything's working out. I feel like you're in harmony, or you're coming into greater harmony within yourself. It's like that Marcus Aurelius quote, or Aurelius, excuse me. He who lives in harmony with himself lives in harmony with the universe. It's kind of that energy where you're coming into a place of, greater harmony within yourself. And I feel like this has got a ripple effect outward where you're just feeling very much in alignment with things in your external reality. So good for you guys. And if this hasn't happened yet, this is what's coming in. So good for you guys. Excuse me, I'm so sorry. Allergies. So I have your tarot all shuffled and ready to go. I'm going to pull it after we look at your oracle cards. But yeah, let's see what we have here. Ooh, okay, we have New Beginnings, card 1. I love this. We have, oh nice, Sandra's, I'm going to butcher her name, so sorry. Sandra Cisneros with the body. I love that too. Okay. We have Fuchsia, True Feelings. Within you is all you need to know. Okay. And you guys are the only ones that got 2 of these cards. Oh, you have Intimacy with card 34. That reduces to a 7. And, ooh, okay, we have Using with 77. So 7s are important here. Okay. So I feel like, sorry if you can hear my knuckles crack, I don't have a good excuse. I feel like you guys have been doing a lot of sacral chakra healing. You guys have been healing your relationships to your physical body, but specifically to your sensuality, which I feel weird using that word unironically, but that's okay. I feel like you guys have been doing a lot of work, right? We have red for the Merkaba and then red for the background, and this deck has ones where they're the same color and ones where they're different. So when it's the same, this to me is when your internal frequency is in harmony with your external reality, right? Because we can change our, back up, Sinessa. we can change our internal frequency. Excuse me. And then it can take, we can change our internal frequency, and it creates almost like a ripple effect outward where, as within, so without, as above, so below. It will then change our external reality, but it's not like an instant process. It does take time. Excuse me, I love we have a lot of red here too, and here and here. So utilizing red might be an important color for you guys, especially if you're very either drawn to red and you dislike green, or you're drawn to green and you dislike red. And in general, this could apply for warm and cool colors, but specifically those 2. So I would recommend if you're drawn to one, try to find ways to utilize the other. Like let's say if you're drawn to red, Maybe have more, with green, spend more time outside, bring more plants into your home, things of that nature. I'm blanking. If you are really drawn to green, maybe try to like wear red clothing. Excuse me, I'm so sorry. Have red flowers in your home. Maybe eat more red foods, things like that. Like incorporate more red into your life where you can. So yeah, that's the end of that TED Talk. Thank you for attending. So I feel like you guys, if you were attracted to this, you've been doing a lot of inner work when it comes to healing. Like I said, your sacral chakra, possibly your heart chakra as well. But we have the red and the red here. And so this is like your internal frequencies matching your external reality. And this is root chakra energy. So this is all about feeling safe and secure, both within your body, within yourself. This is also the chakra that deals with the physical body. So you might be going through a lot of physical healing right now. But I'm not even picking that up so much as what I'm picking up is there have been emotional ties, right? The sacral chakra is our water chakra, so this is our emotional center, our empathy center. And we have the heart chakra here as well. Excuse me, my God, I'm so sorry. With true feelings. And I feel like if you were attracted to this group, you've been doing a lot of work when it comes to your like connecting your body with your emotions. You might have been going through a lot of somatic healing. I will say, and this is a trigger warning, this is difficult content for a moment, so feel free to skip ahead like 30 seconds if you need to. For some of you, there's a lot of sexual healing here. You may have undergone sexual abuse, like sexual abuse or like sexually coercive relationships, and you're healing that currently. But there is something here where you're healing your emotions. And it's like, I'm hearing healing your emotions as a way to heal your physical body and vice versa. Healing your physical body is a way to heal your emotions. So you might find that you, like let's say you take up yoga and there's like a huge emotional release. You may start to treat yourself to massages and you're releasing emotions. You're purging a lot of emotions that have been very, very stuck. And I feel like these have impacted your relationships. And these are, depicted as romantic, but it doesn't just have to be romantic. There's been this difficulty connecting your feelings with your body, and I feel like if you were attracted to this group, you've been working on this. Sorry if you can hear my bones crack. I don't have a good excuse, I'm just old. So I feel like you've been working on this, and as a result, this new beginning is coming in where you're feeling more secure within yourself, both physically and emotionally. You're feeling more secure to have your feelings, to feel your feelings, and especially feeling your feelings in real time. Excuse me, meaning because all feelings are a physiological response to our needs, both conscious and subconscious. It's a feedback loop to let us know what needs are or aren't being met. And when we're really detached from that, when we're separated from the physical body, this is when we can like intellectualize our emotions. We can talk about them all day, but we don't feel better, we don't heal it. You gotta feel it to heal it. I know, we all get sick of it, but it's true. And so this may have been the space, like because they're showing me somebody spinning their wheels, like I'm from New England, and like they're showing me like somebody in the snow where there's like snow cleared out, but they have like a dirt driveway, which if anybody's ever had to deal with this, the feeling when you're trying really hard, either in a snowstorm or right after, to get out of your driveway, and you're just like spewing dirt and snow everywhere, and it's just getting worse and worse the farther you go into it. It's kind of like that energy where you've been spinning your wheels, and it's like you've been pouring more and more of yourself into a healing modality that's not actually healing you. And I feel like for this group, either you're recently embarking on this journey of healing and it's going to be very prosperous and very fruitful for you, or you've been on this journey. I feel for many of you, you've been on this and you're having a major breakthrough. Now for some of you, I do feel like this is impacting, for a lot of you, I feel like this is impacting your romantic life. And I say this because look at, we have all these masculines, and that's a different masculine in this person, but the feminine is the same. So for some of you, if you are suffering from unhealed, root, sacral, or heart chakra blockages, this may have manifested as struggling to commit in relationships. We have using, and I'm not saying like that's what was going on, but again, there's like this feminine, she's walking away, and there's all these masculines like obsessed with her. In the past, you may have, excuse me, in the past you may have kind of tried to get validation from other people, but struggled with commitment, or, you know, just like try to get a lot of validation from others, or just struggle with commitment. There's something here where for some of you, there may have been this like overactivity in your sacral chakra, or underactivity. So either being completely closed off from sexual intimacy, or like using sexual intimacy as a way of trying to get your emotional needs met. And this was all a result of this kind of unrecognized, these feelings that were going unrecognized, these like wounds that needed to be healed. And I feel for a lot of you, excuse me, you've either had a breakthrough, or you're about to. Back up, Vanessa. I'm having trouble getting my words out all of a sudden now. So it's like maybe you've had a really hard time communicating about this, had a hard time voicing your needs, because I was not having this much trouble, even like in the intro. Excuse me. And I also started coughing a lot more during your reading. So there's this element of authentic self-expression. I feel like you guys are either getting comfortable really truly advocating for your needs, or you're preparing to do that. And for many of you, the way this is making way for, with intimacy here, like look at how they are together. This is making way for a really beautiful intimate connection. And this could be, you know, just in general, like greater intimacy. But I do feel like for many of you, again, because we have all these masculines, but then this one looks different. This is making way for this new beginning when it comes to having intimate relationships and being able to really share yourself, mind, body, and spirit, and have like express your true feelings and feel comfortable doing that. Look, we even have nighttime and daytime. There's a new person coming in. I don't want to always skew things to be about romance, but this is pretty clear. And you guys also picked I love, so there's that. You know, there is this person coming in, and for some of you, this was a person coming back, and there's been a cycle, a timing cycle. But for many of you, this feels like a new person, or it's like they're brand new. If they're from the past, they're brand new. We'll pull more cards to look at it. But you're going to have a totally different experience, because what we have within you is all you need to know. You are at harmony within yourself. You are accepting all parts of yourself. Look at how she's holding this egg-shaped design in the sacral chakra area. You are nurturing your emotions. You may have had a lot of blockages with your divine feminine energy, and these are being resolved. So let's see what comes out for you guys. Ooh, I want this one. I want this one. The Emperor is at the bottom. Yeah, so this masculine might be coming in. Okay, we have Aries energy going on. But we have the Six of Swords. Yup. The King of Swords. Ooh, goodness gracious. And the Five of Cups reversed. Oh, little starfish. Okay, can you guys see that? I want to make sure you can. Yay! I didn't totally botch it. Oh man, as I looked at the camera, it was 1331. So the numbers 4 might be important, 13 or 31 as well. Some of you might be 31 or possibly 13. I don't know if my readings will really do much good for you if you're 13, sweetheart, but you never know. So yeah, okay. In terms of, you know, kind of what this is talking about, the Six of Swords, this is a card about healing and finding peace, but this is always, to me, an inner child healing card, because it usually depicts, and we see similar imagery here, a woman and her child in a boat, and the Six Swords. I don't know why she's like, all right, let's pack the essentials. I'm going to grab my kid and all my swords, but I do love that. But you are healing. You're doing a lot of inner child healing. And I feel like, again, with this King of Swords, just because he's looking at this card, just the way they were placed, this is masculine, air energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. So this could be this person that's coming in. But what I'm feeling like this is talking about more than anything else, excuse me, is because he's looking here, I feel like this is kind of talking more about your energy. Like I said, you might be very comfortable in your masculine energy, particularly because the sword suit deals with the mind, your masculine intellectual energy, which is why this healing may have been challenging, or getting to this point may have been challenging, because to heal this blockage means you have to be in your feminine emotional energy. It's like the complete opposite. So you might feel kind of, we have a king here, you might feel kind of like a page a little bit when it comes to this subject, or you might feel like you're having to step outside your comfort zone pretty considerably. Sorry if you guys can hear that, by the way. That's my cat messing around with stuff in the background. He's fine. I was pausing because I'm like, oh my God, please don't tell me he's just like destroying my entire everything. He's not. He's just chilling. Hi, buddy. Yeah, and I feel like this is, you've mastered the mental realm, right? For a lot of you, you've mastered the mental realm throughout multiple lifetimes as well. I'm really being drawn to that. And this might be like, you might have South Node in an air sign, picking up like South Node Gemini perhaps. Or you could have Saturn, maybe Saturn. That's not what I was trying to say though. What was I trying to say? Okay, so you could, I'm thinking like past life placements. You could have Saturn, potentially. You could have Chiron. You could have your 12th house could be an air sign, your South Node, possibly even your 8th house, depending. But there's something here where you've mastered the mental realm. You are the king, right? The King of Swords is the man with the plan, as far as I'm concerned. So you might be somebody who, when it comes to relationships, you're used to dealing with very calculating people, or you've had to be on your guard. You've had to really like have a plan ready to go. And this is why I'm picking up almost Gemini energy, is like have a plan ready to go. Think on your feet. I feel like you've had to be very defensive in relationships. And I feel like when these programs were being formed, again, we have two masculines right here as well. So this could have been from a masculine figure in your life that kind of like was like this. The King of Swords, because the King of Swords is not emotional. He's just, I don't think he doesn't have feelings, but that's not his thing. He's very smart. He is wise. He, like I said, he's a planner. He's a very good leader, but he's not, in some contexts, but he's not the emotional guy. And so you may have had like a father figure like this who you just couldn't really, because look at what we have here. It's like somebody who will carry you, somebody who will take the weight of your burdens, but in a mental context. This would be somebody who, you say like, hey, I think I want to go this way for a career path. They're like, okay, let's figure this out, right? This is somebody who helps you plan out what's the best school to go to. How do you get into that school? What's the best company to work for? That's this guy. He's this guy, but no on the feelings. He's not great with that. So for some of you, this is the parental figure that you're trying to you've gotten programming from and you're healing from. For a lot of you, you have learned to do this. You've learned that your greatest skill set is your mind and having to be agile in relationships. And again, defensive in the sense of like mentally defensive. So when you're a kid, you don't really have a lot of agency over what's going on in your life. But what you can do is you can kind of like create a mind frame that will protect you in that moment, right? So this would be like not getting overly emotionally attached to things, not getting overly emotionally invested, not getting your hopes up, having a backup plan for if this person is going to betray you, excuse me, if this person is going to leave you, right? This is like your defense mechanism, and you're, I can tell with the King of Swords, you're very smart. And this is a skill set, like I said, I feel like you've cultivated over multiple lifetimes. And while this can be really helpful in the right context, it has reached a point where its efficacy is diminishing now, because now is the time to be feeling instead of thinking. And I think that many of you who pick this group are either realizing that or coming to that realization. And this is kind of this next stage, is putting that into practice, right? Because again, it's one of those things where we can only study so much about it. We can only talk about it so much. This is really something that's healed by doing, by having those emotions come up, and by healing them and having support through that, whatever that might look like, whether that's romantic or otherwise. And with the 5 of Cups reversed, I feel like for many of you, you're seeing you're seeing love in a new light, right? This person's, usually it's shown as 3 cups spilled over with 2 standing upright, but this is 4 cups upright and then another cup being looked into it this way, right? And so the 4 of Cups can be about boredom and apathy and kind of just like sitting on the sidelines, and the Ace of Cups is an offer of love. And this is reversed. So what I'm seeing here is that this is about letting go of the grief of the past in favor of a more hopeful, optimistic future. But in this particular version, it's like letting go of sitting on the sidelines in love, right? We have a starfish, and starfish can be about universal love, but also regeneration and adaptability. And this is kind of this energy of maybe I can do this, maybe I can have this kind of relationship. And Spirit wants to kind of let you know that is what's coming in for you. That is the next step on your journey. So I do want to pull you guys, oh my God. I accidentally knocked over the cards next to me. I do want to pull you guys a couple of cards of advice before I let you go today. Okay, yeah. Sorry, I knocked over everything. Ooh, the Knight and the Page of Wands reversed. Okay, so this deck has 2 extra cards, the Day and the Knight. The Knight is this divine feminine energy, this womb energy. You might feel like you're kind of in the void right now, and that's because this is about to give way to the dawn, the new beginnings, right? The Page of Wands is a new adventure, a new path, something you're excited about, a new spiritual calling, but it's reversed. So this hasn't happened yet, but this is coming in, and this is coming in, I feel, very, very soon for many of you. We have a lot of fire and air here, and those are fast moving elements. So what, excuse me, what Spirit really wants you to know, and also too at the bottom of the deck was the 8 of Wands reversed. So again, it's not moving yet, still slow moving, because you're still in this like gestating kind of period where you're healing and you're about to kind of be moving into this next stage where you're kind of evolving emotionally and spiritually in a new way at a new level. So just hang in there, keep that in mind, and keep doing the hard work. You deserve everything that's on the other side of it. So I think that's everything that I have for you today, love bugs. I hope this has been helpful. If you're looking for help with your specific situation, please feel free to check out my shop link in the description box below. It's been an honor and a joy to read for you today. I hope I get to again in the future, and I will see you soon. Take care. Bye. Hi, group 2. Okay, so the first thing that I was really hearing when I put the cards down was you're almost there. So I feel like you've been on a long journey. I always want to pop his little shell open. This feels like, I don't know why when I did it though, it's like a celebration energy of like, yay, this is the real me, this is who I am, we made it. So you may have been on this journey of the self, some kind of self-discovery, getting to the bottom of something. This feels really happy though, really celebratory, and like you're gonna have soul tribe to share this victory with. So I'm really excited already because this is really happy. I love that little turtle. So I have your tarot all ready to go, and I'll be pulling that in a little bit, but I want to look at your oracle cards first. So we have, ooh, communication 33, so master number. But I like to see that. Pond, okay. Excuse my burp. Whoa, communication twice. I'm gonna pee my pants. Moth orchid. Listen and speak with greater care. Okay. And specialness, 75. That reduces to a 12, which also reduces to a 3. Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm so sorry. My allergies are just awful. Okay, so the theme here is pretty clear. This could involve you and another person. I feel like, so this is a card that is usually about like looking inward and kind of like introspection. But this is also a card that deals with uncertainty. And what I always think about with ponds is like stagnant energy, just because, you know, and like, oh, still waters can become stagnant. There's something where I feel like there's like a lull I was like, so I actually, for giggles, I was just asking the tarot deck, is this between them and another person? And I cut the deck, and the first answer was the Hermit, and the second one was the Hierophant. So this could involve you and another person, or just how you relate to other people in general, because it wasn't really a direct answer. A lot of earth energy going on there. But there's something where I feel like you really had to, things have been slow with the turtle, right? And again, it was like that image of opening up, like, yay, this is the real me, woohoo. So this could be you, or this could like represent another person involved. But there's been something where someone's being called to go, has been called to go inward. Things that may have kind of ground to a halt. Things might have kind of just stopped for a while. Things aren't really flowing, aren't really moving. And the whole entire purpose, you may have been in hermit mode. You may have found that somebody just kind of like stopped talking to you, or sort of like, left you on red. There's something like that where it just dropped off. Communication is a huge thing here. It's just like, nope, nothing. Like kaputskis. And the whole purpose is that one or both people in the situation, and again, this also could be how you relate to people in general. It doesn't have to be just one person. It's going to be different for everyone here. This has been to try to go inward and see the unique things that you have to offer, or this other person is really like going inward to see themselves, and to see themselves as like, again, with that imagery of like, this is the real me, and it's a celebratory thing. To get like a really good grasp and see the special qualities that one or both of you have in this situation. If you've been waiting to hear from somebody, this is very likely the case. But there is a call here to communicate very authentically. So if you've been showing up and you have been doing that either in a particular connection or in general in the connections in your life, and you've been waiting for somebody to, or waiting for people in general to reciprocate that, I do feel like you're going to be getting more of that communication that you're looking for. I want to pull a tarot card about this before we actually pull your tarot. So we have the Eight of Swords reversed, which I love when that card is reversed, and we have the Six of Pentacles. Okay. And the Eight of Cups. So there's a situation, and then there's the Hierophant at the bottom. I do feel like this is likely you and one other person, because we have the two people here. This is a situation where I feel like in this situation, one or both parties was just not really able to meet the other's needs, right? One person may have been reaching out, and the other person may have kind of been like half in but half out because they're focused this way. But the problem here was not being able to meet one another's needs, or not being able to, like, maybe one person couldn't meet their own needs, so they were being kind of codependent on the other. But I do feel like there is this energy of separation with the Eight of Cups, right? We have in this version, the water is like rising up, and it's, about to consume him. It's about to overwhelm him. And where the water can represent emotions, one person in this situation may have just been very emotionally overwhelmed. And with the Eight of Swords reversed, this is because there's something that they weren't able to see. And I do feel like this is being revealed. And because both people are holding mirrors here, there's a very mirroring situation. Both of you have been being encouraged to go inward, maybe have some hermit mode time to learn these spiritual lessons. And we saw this with the Hierophant at the bottom, to learn these spiritual lessons. And I do feel like the time is close at hand to be communicating about what you have learned from a very authentic place. And I do feel like it will be welcomed. Your authentic truth will be welcomed, and it's important to make room for this person's authentic truth, right? So if this person, let's say, you're in some type of connection with them, and there is there's been a separation, they might be coming back to kind of explain what's going on, and they might not give you an answer that you necessarily want to hear. Maybe the reason for it is not what you wanted, or maybe they're coming back to apologize, but they don't want to, like if this was romantic, they don't want to get back together, but they want to apologize to you. It might not, like, the whole entire thing I'm hearing is that it's really important to truly listen to the other person the way you would hope they would listen to your vulnerabilities, and speak to them with words of grace and love, even if the answers that they have to say are triggering to you. And it's okay if they're triggering to you, right? That's the whole point, is to help bring these things up so you can heal them. But this person's truth is just as real to them as yours is to you. So if they're saying, it felt like too much, I felt like I couldn't meet your needs, right? The natural response might be like, well, I didn't think that, or you left, or why didn't you just tell me that? Totally understandable when we're hurt. But it's really important to just let this person speak and to try to feel the like the realness, I guess, feel the validity of their experience, empathize with them as deeply as you possibly can, because that's where a lot of the healing in this situation will take place. It's kind of what I'm getting. I actually want to figure out, so I'm going to use my own oracle deck here to figure out kind of what this person would want to say to you when they do come forward, the general gist. This is the sacred oracle of things left unsaid. I will be, I'm arranging to get these all set so you guys can order them very, very soon. I'm still talking to the printer. But if you have an interest in this deck, please put it in the comments so I can kind of gauge public interest. But this is essentially an oracle where it's like if you could have an unmitigated conversation with this person, heart to heart, soul to soul, without ego and human folly in the way, what would they want to tell you? So I kind of want to see what this person might want to say or kind of wants to express when they come back around. I'm going to take these two. They're just saying two. So, at the bottom is you made me believe in magic again. I feel like you and this person have a very spiritual, special connection. Oh, I love this card. I have seen your soul and I will love you till the end of time. And then there's still time to make changes. Nothing has been lost. Okay. So I feel like in any type of separation, these two people are not looking at each other. Again, there's a huge mirror here. I feel like there may have been miscommunications. A lot of what has gone on between you and this person is really all about it's a trigger for it's your own triggers being shown to you, right? So they might misinterpret your words and see them through the lens of their own wounds, and you might misinterpret their words and see them through the lens of their wounds. You guys are experiencing the same thing at the same time, and this is why it's really important, because there's so much mirroring here. It's super important to be gently open and receptive. You don't have to, I'm not saying don't set boundaries. I'm not saying accept anything in your life that feels toxic or unhealthy, but we can listen with compassion, even if we choose to not accept what that person is offering, right? Because there's something here where like I said, their fears and their triggers are just as real to them as yours are to you. So if you feel triggered by them withdrawing, for example, if this was a friend, you feel triggered by them hanging out with other friends more, right? You feel that kind of abandonment and that sadness. They feel the fear of being trapped. They feel the fear of rejection just as strongly, right? So there's been like this push-pull between the two of you. And we have, like I said, 33 here. So this is a master number. You do have ascended masters working with you to try to help you make it through this process to learn and grow, because you guys have a very spiritual situation and connection on your hands. That is meant, you guys as souls go way back, right? This is like a soulmate card to me. And it's like you guys have seen each other for lifetimes and lifetimes, right? I will love you till the end of time. It doesn't matter what happens in this lifetime. It doesn't matter what the story is we're acting out at the soul, triggers aside, I do love you. I always will. And what this person wants to let you know is that there are still time to make changes, right? They're not closed off to trying to fix things, to trying to establish something, to try to correct something. They're aware, this is all like blue, so this is throat chakra energy. They're very aware. They've become, I almost said entangled with their truth. They've kind of become enmeshed. They've been spending time really deep diving, into their truth, and they're gonna come forward and let you know they really do care about you. They might not say these words, excuse me, but they feel a bond with you. They think you're a very special person. They do care about you, and they do want to make some changes to salvage something here. Even if that salvaging is like, hey, we might trigger each other too much right now, but can we leave this on a good note and take a break and try to reestablish, this friendship, this collaboration, this romantic partnership at another time, right? Can we leave this on a good note? Or if this is like maybe a relationship between us didn't work romantically, but I would love to seriously, genuinely be friends. This person's going to come forward and want to make changes. And this also could be like, hey, I want to be with you, but can it look a little different than what we were doing? Something like that. But communication and personal truth huge theme here. And it's very important that you also express your personal truth. And like I said, this doesn't have to be like coming in and like, you know, guns blazing with this person, because it's listen and speak with greater care. But just to be able to say like, hey, when you do this, this is really hurtful for me and here's why. Just to speak super openly, very vulnerably. And for some of you, that might be really challenging. And if it is, just know that it's equally challenging for this other person. So I want to know more about the nature of this relationship or situation. Okay, I can listen. I want to look at what this is. Yeah, Ace of Cups. It's somebody you have a lot of love for. And the Tower's at the bottom. There's 3 hands, so there may have been outside influences here. And there's a lot of people. You know, normally there's only 2 people that fall out of the Tower, but there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I think. 6, actually. So there might be a lot of people surrounding the situation. There may have been this breakdown. I want to flip this one. Excuse me, I'm sorry. There we go. And I was doing fine without coughing too much, and then like as soon as I looked at the Tower, I'm like hacking and dying. So again, a truth may have either come out or it was time to express a truth and it was repressed. But there's something here where there is, you know, there was a moment that shook this connection to its core. So let's see what we have here. Yeah, the 3 of Cups. This could be a friend. Okay. Judgment. And we have 3 people here, 3 people here. This also could be a family member. Wow, and the Devil. Okay. So we have Capricorn energy here. There was karma involved. For some of you, whatever kind of situation this was, there was a third party energy. Like I said, there were parties interfering. I am seeing friend, I am seeing family, I'm seeing soul family here. It could be romantic as well. I'm just noticing too, for the first time ever, this Devil is holding a child in its arms, and we have like the grown-up version of that person right there. So again, there's like there are childhood wounds here that have been being triggered up, and this has been this Devil energy to work through, because both of you have been caught in this wound of struggling to feel good enough, and you guys have different ways of dealing with it. But this is somebody who understands your pain, even if they can't fully express it, and this is somebody who understands your pain, even if they feel it differently or they experience it differently. But this is what I'm seeing, that there is this, like, I feel like you have this joy with this person. You guys have so much fun. This is a soulmate to you. This is soul family. You really enjoy the time you spend together. This also could be like 2 people. These could be like a friend group that kind of got blown apart by this situation. And with Judgment here, this is somebody that you have past life energy with, for sure. And this could very well be a karmic partner with the Devil, a karmic soul contract with this Devil card. But there were things that needed to be worked through. There was karma that needed to be healed. And that's part of the purpose of this situation. I do feel like there is a big breakthrough in this karmic energy. And it's on its way to being resolved if it hasn't been resolved already. And that's why you guys are able to come back and have a much more authentic conversation. So I want to know what Spirit wants to tell you about the situation. So you guys are about to have a really positive breakthrough. And there's the Hierophant reversed at the bottom again. Yeah, you guys are spiritual best buds. Yeah. Oh, there it is, the Tower. Okay. The 6 of Pentacles reversed. Wow, the World. I love that version of the World. And the 8 of Swords reversed. Okay, so what's happening here is this, what Spirit wants you to know, this Tower moment had to happen. It's interesting, we have the 6 of Pentacles and we had 6 people. And the reason why is because the way things were, both of you were not able to meet each other's needs. So if you had a need for, you know, open communication, connection, this person had a need for, you know, this person may have had a need for their alone time, for their, you know, they might like to be like kind of solitary or isolated. They have a need for freedom, things like that. Again, your needs are just as, or their needs are just as real to them as yours are to you. They're just as strong and just as potent. And both of you were like in this limbo of being unable to truly meet each other's needs. You may have had very opposing needs. And this had to happen because I feel like you guys are going back and forth and back and forth. This could be where you had a lot of fights, or where there would be a lot of like one person wanting to talk about things a lot and the other person stonewalling. There is just both of you were not getting your needs met. Something had to give. And it is about this situation, but with the world here and the judgment card coming up before, this is about a much bigger pattern, both from this lifetime and possibly from previous lifetimes. And with the Eight of Swords here, you're being shown the truth. You're being shown the truth of the situation, both in the time you spent alone and when this person comes forward with communication, right? And as difficult as the truth can be sometimes to hear, it's better than, what I'm really getting is, like, it's better than putting yourself, oh, there's a little groundhog outside my window. It's better than putting yourself through hell and not getting your needs met for the hope of a fantasy paying off. If that makes sense. Like, it's better to start from a more grounded place of honesty that's like less exciting and less like flashy, I guess is the word. So like, let's say if this is romantic, you guys broke up, you know, this person comes back and wants to tell you about what they've been going through. They might not want to be in a romantic partnership yet, but they might want to be friends. It's better to start off, like, restart as friends and let things grow from a stable foundation and let go of that control and let things be what they need to be, than to have them come back in this like big, you know, this big like gesture all at once and have it not work out, right? And also, like, because I'm almost getting this feeling of like you may have felt the need to hold back on expressing your needs for fear of scaring the other person away or putting more pressure on the relationship, and that doesn't work, right? The same way like them stonewalling to try to get some space, hoping that when they come back to, you know, spend time together, hang out together, talk to you, that all of this stuff will have magically gone away. That's not realistic either, right? Both of you are not being totally realistic in how to approach this situation. That's why this Tower moment happened. But it's helping close out a very old toxic cycle, and it's helping show you guys a clear way forward so you can have something more stable and grounded together, whatever that might look like. So this is all I'm seeing for group 2. I hope this has been helpful. If you need help with your specific situation, please feel free to check out my shop link in the description box below. It has been an honor and a joy to get to read for you today, and I hope I get to again in the future. Yeah, that's all I got. Take care, love bugs. Bye. Hi, group 3. Okay, so you guys picked the I almost said glue goldstone. Yep, totally. Blue goldstone, because I can talk. I love this, especially in the right light. It looks like a little universe right in there. It's so nice. But this is a stone that's supposed to be really good for helping you with finding your courage, particularly when it comes to trying new things or new beginnings. I'm not really picking up a new beginning vibe. I'm going to take a quick sip of my coffee, though. Oh, it's magnificent. I'm not really getting a new beginnings vibe off this group. I'm almost feeling like this feels like the courage to accept a truth. I heard accept that something is over. It doesn't have to be over, but it's like accept the truth of a cycle you've been going through. And this might be a painful truth, but it doesn't feel painful in the sense of like a betrayal. It feels painful more in the sense of, like, I wouldn't be surprised if the death card ends up coming up, because this feels like you're having to let go of a very old cycle that's been a part of your identity for a long time. And it's kind of this energy of like, it doesn't fit anymore, or we don't fit together anymore, right? So like, let's say this was a relationship you really cared about. You may have broken up with this person and then try to get back together, and maybe, you know, it's okay, it's good, but there's something where deep down you just know it doesn't fit anymore. Or like you try to go back to, I don't know, things you used to love to do, or you go back home to visit and you thought that was going to make you like, you're going to feel really at home still, and you get there and it's good, but it's like, it's just not in alignment with you anymore. And you might not be able to fully articulate why, but you know it deep down. And I feel like you're attracted to this group because Spirit's trying to give you support and insight and courage to help you accept that and face that and make your peace with that in order to find something that is in better alignment with you in whatever area of life this is talking about. So let's see what you have, love bug. You have, oh, music, nice. Also, interestingly enough, I think it was group 1 I can't remember which group. I went to go pull one of the decks out from the side, and I accidentally caught your pile, and it was like pew, and flipped the whole thing over really quick. So this might be something where there was a really quick change, or like Spirit's really trying to reveal something to you, because I try not to look at the cards before I unveil them here, because I like to experience them together. But I did see this one, so I'm like, okay, I see. So you might find that like there's like a song that comes on that speaks to your situation, and it just like offers these words of wisdom. Again, it's like something is uncovered for you. This might have to do with if you are a musician, this could have to do with like the music you make, or maybe if you're part of a band and it doesn't feel like it fits anymore, or you want to move in a new direction, this can kind of speak to that. But yeah, this is the card we have. This is 32. That reduces to a 5. And this doesn't have to be like a bad thing either. This just kind of feels like a natural progression from one stage of life to the next, and kind of accepting and letting go of what doesn't suit you anymore. And I don't feel like this big, explosive, dramatic ending, and I think that's why it's hard, because it's like, how do I know if this is really not for me anymore? And I feel like many of you, deep down, intuitively, you know that at some level. Ooh, cauldron. Ooh, tuberose desire. Be certain of where you place your passion. Exactly. It's like you guys are reevaluating your passions. And laughter with 27, so that reduces to a 9. I love that card. It's so cute. Like, oh, they're having such a good time. And it's really interesting too, because so this card can be about creativity. It's also about things like brewing and taking time. Very sacral chakra energy going on here. And one of the meanings of this card, because I was looking it up to make sure I had it right, is surprising yourself. So I feel like Spirit's asking you to do a reframe on this situation. It's okay to like struggle with letting go of who you were, because I think whatever this is you're letting go of, like I said, it's a version of yourself. That's why it's so hard. And you might not know who this new version of yourself is. This new version of yourself, we have a hand reaching out, might be brewing. You might find that you're really surprised, because I feel like what makes you happy, what will actually like, be your passion, your desire, your happiness, is changing. And it's okay. Like, it's okay to let that change. It's okay to not be the same person you were before. That's a good thing, right? If we live this if we live this life right, we are 1,000 different versions of ourselves before we die. And it's okay to feel like it's time to move forward. Even if you don't have, a good reason, it just feels like it's time to move on. That's a good enough reason. Moving toward your authentic, aligned happiness, your passions, your desires, your laughter here, right? The things that bring you joy, that is your divine right, And this is what I feel like is brewing for you. So for some of you, this is pursuing music or pursuing a different type of music. Again, very creative energy. We have 2 people depicted here. For some of you, you might want to be a comedian. I don't know why I'm reading that, but for some of you too, if you've been thinking about taking up like the like aerial arts, or even thinking about like if your childhood dream was to join the circus and you're like, I think I'm going to start working on those skills, go for it. For some of you, I'm hearing like, oh, I'm too old to do something. Nope, you're not. As long as you can still physically do whatever it is, you can do it. You're never too old to start something that you really enjoy. You're never too old to find your passion or to find a new passion. Because it's kind of the whole purpose of life, right? And for some of you, you've really struggled to find that passion in general. You may have been somebody who's very serious, very much of service to other people, right? Your life has been about being honor bound and duty bound, instead of being free to kind of explore and to play. There's this energy of like play here a little bit. And that might be a new thing for you. You might really not know how to do that at this point in your life. And that's okay. That's totally fine. But I do feel like this is what Spirit is letting you know. It's okay to explore, and it's okay to branch out past what you've known. You don't have to have a good reason. If it just doesn't feel right to you anymore, you're allowed to move forward and move on. And you're allowed to find people who you vibrate with in the space of your passion and your happiness, right? Because this is when we're on fire for our own lives. This is what it means to live vibrantly. We are aligned with what makes us happy, what brings us joy, what we can get excited about, motivated about, right? This is the fire that lives within us, and we are allowed to chase that, right? And And it's okay to want to do that, and it's okay that not everybody will resonate with our inner fire, will, you know, be on that journey with us. So let's pull, I want to know what this is kind of referring to more specifically, and it's going to be different for everybody, but I just want to kind of get some general hints here. Entering the Page of Cups reversed at the bottom, and then these two pops, so is Strength, and then the Seven of Pentacles. Yeah, it's like you've invested a lot in something, and I feel like letting it go, like you, with the Strength, you really had to like overcome a lot, right? She's kind of like a little bit battered and bruised, but she's still big chilling with her lion. Some of you, like, yeah, might be Leos, it's that 5th house energy. But there's an energy where it's like, with the Page of Cups reversed, you know, to let this go after you've invested so much is a little bit painful, but it's also like, I feel like you're somebody who offers a lot of love and nurturing to other people, and it's kind of like this energy of, if I'm not here to do this for them, to be this for them, you know, what will they do, right? It's a feeling of, it feels like you're afraid to hurt other people's feelings, like that's a huge thing for you, and I am kind of picking that up. But we have, yeah, the Four of Swords, okay, the Fool reversed, and the Seven of Cups. Okay, so part of this is that I feel like you guys feel called. You guys might be in this like meditative place. You might be in a little bit of hermit mode. But I feel like in this kind of period of rest, things might sort of feel a little stagnant, like they're not really moving. And it's not like awful, but it's not particularly inspiring. And this is because there is this new journey that is like brewing for you. But I feel like for this group, there's a lot of emotional attachments being like pulling on you in different directions. So you might like, you know, in terms of figuring out your passion, you might be like, oh, I like this. You might be a multi-passionate person. You know, I could do this. I could try this. And like struggling to figure out the best way to go in that way. And then on top of that, you also have these emotional kind of like obligations or attachments where it's like, you know, let's say it's like, if I gave up on this hobby to pursue this hobby, the people I did this with will be bummed about it, right? Or like if I go travel to this location or move to this location to pursue a dream, you know, I'd have to leave my family behind, and what will they do? It's like, again, really caring about other people's feelings, not wanting to hurt other people, which is admirable. But this is also what I feel like Spirit's here to address this with you, is that you're being called to a new chapter. And even when you don't fully know, because they're like about to walk off the cliff, even when you don't fully know what it is and what it looks like yet, you know you have to go. You know you have to answer the call. And I know I'm just thinking about with the tuberose, I have another flower deck where this is a flower in the deck, but it's dangerous pleasure. And so there's something where it's like there's a temptation, there's a desire, there's a pull, but it also feels like it could be like maybe dangerous or like be a problem. And I feel like you're fighting these two things within yourself. And there is also, like I said, that fear, because there's a little bit of an ego death here. You are emerging a new person, and you might not know who that person is yet. And that's okay, right? It's okay to figure out who that person is along the way. Like, don't let it deter you from taking a leap of faith just because you don't know what that person's going to look like yet. You can grow and make yourself and create yourself along the way. But there is a little bit of confusion and fear as a result. So I just want to pull some more tarot. I don't have a specific question, but I kind of want to pull more and see what's going on. Spiritually nosy and regular nosy too. Yeah. Oh, hell yeah. Yeah, the Devil's at the bottom. This is that like that restrictive karmic energy. So we have the Nine of Pentacles, the Ace of Wands reversed, and the King of Wands. More fire energy, Aries, Leo, Sag. And we have that Seven of Pentacles and Judgment reversed. Interesting. So you have this new beginning that's brewing. Again, Wands is very creative energy, very passionate, very fiery energy. He has two cats here. Cats are indicative of our magic and our intuition. This is somebody who is fully spiritually and creatively evolved. This is what you're heading toward. This is what it's like your big intuition, your little intuition are leading you toward becoming this person. Right? And with the Nine of Pentacles, this could be being a business owner. This could be somebody who is just like, you know, this could be where you're striking out on your own and you're very independent, particularly like independent from other people in the sense of like if you've always been in relationships, if you've always felt like emotionally beholden to somebody or responsible for somebody else's feelings. I feel like this is what you might be struggling with, is that you're being called to this new beginning. And look how little the person is here. It's like you feel like this is way bigger than you. And part of the reason is because it is. We have this Judgment card energy, and this is a turning point in your life, right? And again, I also feel like there's this energy with the Seven of Pentacles of like, okay, I've invested so much into this life that I have already built. Is it too late to do something different, right? For some of you, you have a family to worry about. You have to take that into account. Excuse me. As you're making these decisions, this could be to like go back to school, to switch careers, to, you know, do something like that, to stand on your own 2 feet and do something for yourself in a way you've never done before. And there's this calling in your soul to do this, but there is a fear. And what Spirit wants you to know is you are meant to be this King of Wands. You are meant to rule your passions. You are meant to be the spiritual leader. You are meant to master your energy. And part of the way that you get to this place is this new path that will lead you to this place of independence. But there is a fear here of like not being enough, not being able to do it. I feel like a lot of you, like I said, have always kind of had some type of responsibility to other people. So there's this element of like, what do I do if it's all just for me, right? It's all my own happiness. It's all my own, you know, passions and fire and desires and you know, goals. What do I do when I live my life for me? Or, you know, maybe it's like an area of your life when I build my career around my passions. What will that even look like? You know, and what Spirit really wants you to know is you're meant to pursue this path. And it's totally okay to struggle, to let go of who you've been and everything that is meant to you, everything that has meant to you over the years, but it doesn't mean that you're on the wrong path, right? Feeling feelings of sadness or like I said, like grief or loss about, you know, what is leaving your life is totally normal, but doesn't mean that you're going the wrong way. So I want to pull you guys a couple of cards of advice. I think this is pretty straightforward and self-explanatory, but I do want to still do, okay, this one's like, pick me. It's like, okay. Yeah, the Knight of Swords reversed. I feel like you have an idea. You have something that you want to move forward on. Somebody may have offered you something and you're waiting to give an answer, but there's this, like, you're hesitating here. Wow, yeah, it's coming out everywhere today. The Devil. Whoa, the Wheel of Fortune. Okay. The Three of Swords reversed. Okay. And there's the horse one, the Knight, the horse one. Don't listen to me. The Knight of Cups reversed. Yeah. So again, this is much like the Page of Cups reversed. There is the karmic block here, and the nice thing with the Devil, this is Capricorn energy. So you could be dealing with a Capricorn, or you could be a Capricorn, but this is also somebody who is a boss. That's the good thing about the Devil, right? There's something here about taking this leadership role. Wheel of Fortune, you are destined to go this path. You are destined to become this version of yourself, right? The Three of Swords, you've already gone through the difficulty, through the heartbreak, right? In this version, we have one sword just stabbing this person. I feel like you're afraid to hurt people with your truth. And again, we see this with the Knight of Cups reversed. Like, you're afraid of not showing up for people emotionally. You're afraid to take some of your energy back to your own life, your own passions, because you're afraid. And this isn't like afraid of judgment, afraid of, consequences. I feel like for you guys, you're legitimately concerned about what will the people in my life, the people who I love, what will they do if I'm not here for them? Because I think you always have been. So as much as they also might feel like, what am I going to do without group 3? You also are feeling that, like, what are they going to do without me? Because you're legitimately concerned about their well-being. But what Spirit wants you to know is that this is time for you to start heading in this direction. They will be okay. They will be watched over. But this is fated and this is destined. And the people in your life need to learn lessons on how to support themselves, how to nurture themselves. And the way I think about this, that's helped me personally, and I don't know if this will help you guys, is like, we meet many teachers in our lives, right? Many nurturers, many guides, many, soulmates in our lives. And when we overstay our welcome in somebody's life because we're afraid of what will they do without me, right? We've helped them and they've helped us, and we're afraid of, if we let this go, what will happen? But sometimes we need to let this go because they need something other than us, right? They need a different kind of lesson. They need a different kind of soulmate. They need a different kind of teacher. And we need different kinds of people too, right? The only constant in life is change. And the reason why is because there's a lot of different situations, people, and circumstances that bring us growth and healing and evolution. And it's okay to allow yourself to let go of the constraints of the past and to experience something new. And it's okay to let other people experience something new as well, because that's that's the soul agreement, but that's also the greatest way we all achieve growth. So if you ever do feel guilty about that, just keep that in mind, that this is, you're on track with a spiritual plan. And some people might not always see it like that, but there's a greater purpose to everything. So this one got a little deep. I like this stuff a lot. I think this is just about everything I have for you, Group 3. If you need help with your specific situation, please check out my shop link in the description box below. It's been an honor and a joy to get to read for you. I hope I get to read for you again in the future. Thank you so much for being here. And yeah, I think that's all I got. Take care, love bugs. Bye.